Welcome back to the show, everybody. Yo, let's talk about Google Stadia, the big old streaming 4K 60 FPS HDR elephant in the room. Bravo, Google. Bravo. See, I forgot all about it, and then I tried to watch Giant Bomb watching it on a replay, fell asleep. But then I got up, I'm like, people making noise about this, and I just want to take a look and see what it is that Google is aiming at. And it's like, in trying to leave myself out of it, because if we're going to put myself in it real quick, none of this appeals to me in any way because of reasons we'll get into. But taking myself out of it and looking at it as a complete whole picture of what this thing is trying to do, this is amazing. Like, it ain't a console to attach to, it's a controller that at will bring things down from a server. It'll let you play games, will let you interact with the people you care about watching, the things you want to get into with a press of a button, being already integrated into the things you already use in Google's magical umbrella of things you can use. And for that, it's amazing. What's crazy is Microsoft been talking about this for a while, so I know that's kind of got a sting a little bit that you've been talking about doing this thing, and later this year Google's gonna be doing that thing. That's kind of jacked up. But business is business, man. You gotta do what you gotta do. And in all of that, and again, like taking myself out of it, of understanding like this is the future of what you want gaming to be. I'm feeling that, and I am. But now it's time to bring Uncle Triple back into this. Because see, here's what I understand on the flip. We are talking about Google. Now, given Google's history, they have a happenstance about things of they get excited about something, force it down your throat, and then when it doesn't work, they either shut it down or wait a whole bunch of years before doing something to it. The reason why I say this is that Google Plus had to die for this to exist. And here's the thing. I remember when Google was forcing Google Plus down everybody's throats. It's why I have 3 separate YouTube channels on accident, because I had to split my channel off from a Google Plus thing, and then my blog got a YouTube channel all into it's crazy nonsense. But when you really think about all the things over the years that Google, who they are, have had their hands in and been, well, this ain't making no money, and toss it. Given what it was that was showed today, my other problem is everything is streaming from a server. So if we get to that point where Google no longer gives a damn and they like, well, this Stadia thing ain't working, let's go back and go double down on YouTube, all of those exclusive experiences go down the toilet and you can never interact with them again. This coming from a man who sits up here and prays every day for a Zebo emulator so I can play that version of Double Dragon. Just to, put that into context for you. Again, taking myself out of it. This is the future of what video games are. Like, this done been the buzz since when the Xbox One was sitting up here like, yo, cloud computing and all this old stuff. It took some years, but now all of that talk is in fruition in Stadia. And as someone who views video games from the scope that I screwed it in, I know how important this is and how this could be to the future. Honestly, it's Google I don't trust. And I'm not saying I don't trust Google to do what they're supposed to do. But the thing that lingers in my mind for someone who enjoys a physical copy of a video game, what happens if they get bored? And just to say it again, for real, what happens if Google decides, man, we don't want nothing to do with this, bruh. This was a nice little fun experiment. Google Glass it. Throw it away. Let's move on. We did what we could. We disrupted the game for a minute. And it's just not working for us, so all that goes down the toilet. Not to say that no other company will be able to pick it up and do whatever, or Microsoft coming out doing their thing with it, with their streaming service or whatever, and you got PlayStation now, which was what it is, and things like that. That scares me. That a company like Google, who just has all this to throw around to be, will experiment with something, to think that we could be, this thing could come out and then in a year from now, when we shut it down, bro. That's hard to think about. That all this work went into what could possibly be the next revolution in video games. For everybody, no matter how in or out of the subject you are, for Google just to be, yeah, whatever, and just do whatever they feel like. But we'll see, though. I'm like, I just wanted to get on the mic real quick, man, put my pocket change on it, and just be, yeah, this is amazing. I watched this, and I'm in awe of what this thing can do. But I'm also legitimately scared because of how much video game history and preserving it is important for a company who just kills things on whims or does whatever because they feel like it, and then just be, man, this ain't working, just toss it. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Stave off my fears of that while this is a great thing, that this isn't just something we just toying around with for a minute and then we'll move on to something else. It's an amazing concept, an amazing idea, and again, I believe that this is the next revolution in video gaming for that. Even though Microsoft been talking about it, and for years and years and years, game companies have toyed around with it, this may be the first real proof of concept finished product of what's next. Slowly but surely, the physical video game is going the way of the dodo, but we have companies who still produce physical copies for people who want them. We got your limited run games, your simply limited games, and all the people under that banner still bringing you physical copies for things that wouldn't get anything normally. But how long can that last? And then when I think about it, because I'm going to say this as cautiously as I can, given how quickly things disappear off digital marketplaces, are we ever going to get to a point to where archiving digital content becomes just as much, if not more important, because of the way video games are going, to archive this stuff and not be labeled something because you're archiving it and making sure people have a way to still use it when servers disappear and things of that nature. We've gone through that too many times. And we will continue to go through with it until we get to a point in digital gaming where preserving the interaction with that product that really matters enough to the people who it's supposed to matter to back it up somewhere. But we'll see. We will indeed see. But look, yo, we got more show for you, plenty. It's been some other work that came out this evening, but if I ain't do nothing else tonight, I wanted to put my pocket change down on this Stadia business and applaud Google for what it is that they've done and respect this for the revolution that it is, but also to sit up here and try to sit up here and just put on wax that, yo, that while this is great, some of this is a little scary for someone who cares about this medium the way he does. So it is what it is. But please. Sit back, relax, and stay tuned. I'm, of course, the one in the leadership of the G.O.D. Got the congregation, Switch Murder, and the squad holding it down. Message your knees on the unos, dos, threes, and quattros. Please remember, throw your dubs up. We stay winning. We never losing around here. We've got more show for you. Wink, bang, show. Right after these commercial messages. Just something random I just thought about. Number munchers. Yeah, number munchers. More show after these commercials.